Katsy, Connie, and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Little technical difficulties. I'm trying a new software and I'm not proficient at it, so we had to do a quick change up until I get it figured out perfect. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep.
Hi, Cam.
So how was your weekend, Connie?
It was good. We had a good weekend. We worked on the backyard. That was your weekend, Linda.
It was busy. I'm reupholstering chairs. So I've got them broken down, stuffed up. They're probably being painted as we speak. I got 2 of the cushion pads done because there's only 3 chairs. And I just have to put the material on the other for the other cushion.
Wow. And they look nice. I saw a picture of them. We'll have to show everybody when you get it done.
Yeah.
Clyde, how was your weekend?
Well, you know what I did, yard work. At the front yard this week.
Wow, for a second I was gone. Did you see that? I'm blinking in and out.
Yeah, you guys keep freezing up.
I think the aliens are taking over.
They're taking over us. Technical difficulties. We will get through tonight. If we can get through tonight, we can get through anything. Raw.
For sure.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so we're doing a conspiracy night. Again.
I like Conspiracy Sundays.
I do too. Who wants to start? You know what? I like to work in the yard too. Okay, man, it was like 85 degrees here. It was a beautiful, and the wind was no, actually, I'm lying. We had a little bit of a cold front, so it was a little cooler outside. It was nice. It was really nice.
Well, when it warms up a little bit more, we bought railing like for outside for the garden.
Yeah.
And we're going to put that out, and then we're going to fill it up, with dirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to plant some flowers.
Oh, awesome.
So we'll get that done. But I think we got the backyard. We got the electricity run for the backyard. He has an electric barbecue grill, and he's getting a new propane or gas barbecue grill.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, busy.
You're gonna be uptown.
Yeah, and he bought the paint to paint the porch and the cinder block on the bottom of the house.
Cool.
And then the awning and the chimney, and then he just has to figure something out for the siding. And I don't know if he's gonna paint it or just get new, because it's hit. It hasn't been changed or helped or anything in 40 years. So
deciding on the house.
Yeah.
We know about siding on the house. That's a lot of fun, huh, Clyde?
No, it's not. Pay somebody to do it if you got it.
I'm thinking of just painting it.
Well, if it's not wood rot, you could.
Well, it's not wood rot.
Okay,
it's vinyl.
Well, then shoot, you could do that. Just paint it.
It's probably not even vinyl. It's probably still that old aluminum.
Well, if it can be painted, don't go
Aluminum
through
just
all
fell
what we had to do. Jeez. We had to remove it.
Mm-hmm.
The front of our house. Oh, it was, yeah. So much fun. And Clyde is so good at that stuff.
Nah. I was thank goodness I have a very smart son. He's very good at stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yes, we do. And it turned out very nice. And I'm thinking how we could do the whole backside.
Gonna take some money.
We have
wow.
look
need our
at this.
Back a little better. So
Mm-hmm.
KMM, we had some woodpeckers, and they would go on the top by our chimney where the metal is. You know where the you got your chimney, and then you got that metal piece up there, and it would go up there and tap all the time on it. It's like, somebody get rid of that woodpecker, because it would tap and it would echo all the way through through the fireplace.
My mom had a woodpecker for a while.
They are something else.
Mm-hmm. We had one over here, but I remember a couple summers ago, my older son, Cronus, was sitting in his garage, and he had the garage door up, and an owl flew in and was sitting on the rafters and hung out there for about 3 or 4 hours with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. I said, well, that's good luck.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start waving them over then. Bring us some good luck.
I'm going to get an owl tattoo.
There you go. You'll have good luck everywhere you go.
Hopefully.
That's a good idea. Then you'll have it with you everywhere you go. Like my owl? Like my owl?
I just have to figure out. I want to put it in the middle of my back, but I can't do that because I can't reach to put lotion and stuff on it.
Oh, I'm sure you have somebody that can help you put lotion on it, right?
Not every day.
You're going to have to start teaching Ellie Mae how to put lotion on Grandma's back. No, on my back. Not on Bryson, on me.
She's back to crying when I leave.
Oh.
So
Okay, so
that'll work.
Yep. We had to put some sticks up to keep the pigeons from landing and perching.
Oh, yeah.
The pigeons are bad. Pigeons are really bad.
Does Clyde have his conspiracy? We'll let him go first.
All right. You get to go first.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, I started investigating one thing and it kind of turned into another, and I didn't know which one to do. But I think I'll go with the anti-gravity machines that the government supposedly has that it would change everything, the way they produce energy for this, and they could be producing energy for the whole world. This anti-gravity, it's like free energy, and it's basically done with kind of like magnets, and it's absolutely incredible. And they've had this technology for years, and you could go back, and the part that got me is they were talking about anti-gravity machines back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
You would see every year they'd come out and they'd be saying, no new cars, anti-gravity, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, it was hush, no more anti-gravity, anything. And it's like, where did it go? Why was it all of a sudden just shut down? And the people that were inventing this stuff, it started way back. I mean, the Germans were actually the first ones to start doing it, but it was early 1900s, and they had been developing it. And a lot of the engineers after World War II, of course, we went after them and brought them here. A lot of them went down to Argentina. So that same stuff was going on here after the war. And there were scientists and people that were learning how to do this even through into the 70s, but it's all been just shut down. And the technology's there somewhere, and it actually goes into these flying discs that people see are actually our own military, and we're the technology behind it. And it's pretty intense how these people went into it. And one of the biggest cover-ups for UFOs, they were saying, happened down in Mexico City. When it crashed, 2 humans got out of it. And that's what they were covering up. So they want this to be a new world order scare that all we're going to be taken over by aliens. So they need a one world government to pull us together. And it's like, it's one big conspiracy. And I don't even know. It just keeps going and going.
Did they say why they just stopped the anti-gravity program?
They didn't. They put a hush on it. And kind of like what they did with Nikola Tesla when he wanted to give away free energy, and they was like the Rockefellers or one of those big guys said, nope.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to put a meter on somebody's house if it's free? We don't make any money that way.
Right.
That's how this was going. I mean, there would still be cars that you would have to buy, but producing the energy for it to make it go from point A to point B was produced right there in the car. There was no go fill it up. So all this stuff had to go away. And it doesn't even surprise me, because I know even in my younger years back in the 70s, my dad, he worked oil and gas, and he talked about people that had invented vehicles or parts of the vehicles that could get them to go 100, 120 miles to a gallon. And that was back in the early 70s. And they put a squish on that because, heck, you got to be able to pay, for your gas, and those big oil companies they buy out those patents and put them in the back shelf till later.
They do that with everything. Mm-hmm. Anything that's a big money making, whatever, they're gonna put a squelch to it if it does anybody any good.
And it was just very strange how it starts in one area, and you hear about these scientists from Germany, how it got to America, how everything just starts to evolve, and how it leads to new world order, new world government, and it just unbelievable. I had a hard time wrapping my head around it, and there were so many little different rabbit holes you could go down on this thing, and it's like, which one do you believe, or are they all true in some way? If I had a week to sit there and study it, I'd probably even get more lost. I mean, it was just too much. So
because they make it that way.
Yeah. And like I said, anything that makes money, they want to bury it so far deep into the ground we can't find it.
Or anything that they can't charge us up the wazoo for.
Right.
When we know it should be free.
Yeah.
Right.
Or next to nothing.
Right.
It's not right. Our government is something else again. Like, well, I'll wait for mine, but my conspiracy theory is on big money too, where they buried something that we found. It's like, great. Wait till I pass this on to y'all.
Well, go for it.
Okay, so first question.
Well, wait. Clyde, were you done?
Well, no, it doesn't work like that. All right. So what is the biggest money-making disease or health problem we have in the United States that they're making trillions on right now?
Cancer.
Yeah. Well, there has been a cure for cancer, but the person that had the cure was told that, and this is way back in the 50s, that if they came out with it and they told what cured it, then they would go to prison for life. So the guy never said anything. Well, we found that Do you know that B17, that it's a vitamin and it comes from apricots?
Oh, yeah.
And if you have cancer cells in your body, this beats you eat you eat the apricots. They have it where it's the seed and they dehydrate it, and you eat the seed. And if you have any, it will kill any kind of cancer cell you have in your body.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like somebody had testified that they were doing all the cancer treatments and everything. And then come to find out it kept traveling. And so they got to the point they just said, hey, you know what? This is what I'm going to try. The apricot seed. Yes. And so it has B17 in it that attacks the cancer.
Well, you can buy it one of two ways.
You could get it on Amazon.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon, but you can get it in a supplement capsule.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get the sun-dried.
Uh-huh.
With the sweet and bitter apricot seeds.
Right. And you take 3 a day, and if you have any lumps or bumps on your body, and you know what, KMM, that's funny that you say that, because I just did research that apricot seeds will also cure diabetes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Royal Apple.
But do you think that they're ever going to tell us that? No, you have to do your deep dive and figure it out for yourself. So I have ordered some apricot seeds. Not that I have any of that stuff, but who knows? And if I do, it will be gone, right?
They have a book also, A World Without Cancer, the story of vitamin B17.
There it is. See? But here, you know what? We don't need to know that, because now that would put the cancer people out of business. Another thing I checked out today, going along the same line, is when my children, think about this, Linda, when your children were little, how many shots did they have to take? Like 6, right? Before they could get into school? Wasn't it about 6?
Something like that. 6, 8, something
Right.
like that.
Well, the newborn babies right now, to the time they're born until they're 5 years old, they have 32 shots they have to take. They want them to take. And COVID is one of them. And they want to do the flu shot on them every year. Why? The only thing I can come up with, the reason they want to give these children so many shots, is it'll stop the antibodies. You know, your body is made to be around this. Hello, Woofy.
Hi, Wolfie.
Your body is made to have antibodies to help you heal from whatever it is that you have, right?
Yeah.
If you get the flu, your body creates antibodies to keep you
Right.
from being too right. But if you give them the shot, then they never get a chance to create the antibodies. So doesn't that, just thinking about that, doesn't that make a world of, I mean, it'll stop their antibodies from working, right? They'll never create any antibodies.
Right.
And 32 shots for a child, and the mRNA they're putting now in the flu shot.
Well, I can tell you this much, that before the baby even is cleaned up, they get a shot. No.
What?
See?
Birth, shot, clean them up.
Hi, Woofy.
That's
It's
unbelievable.
good to see you.
I've done that one before.
Yeah, well, it's only because I had 2 in the last 2 years or year.
You know what? Too many shots, too much going into these
Hepatitis
babies.
shot.
I saw that. That was, yeah. And that's a round of 5. So it's just one when they're born, and then it's one every year for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm not with it, guys. I mean, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I
They don't
believe
need
they need
32
polio
different
shots, but
because they're including the flu shot and they're including the COVID shot and they're including the that one shot that a kid is supposed to get so that they don't get prostate or cervical cancer. Then there's another one that they came out with right after Earl was 16 or 17 and they wanted him to take this shot for the so he doesn't get prostate cancer. And it's like, no, that was new. I mean, I'm talking almost well, it was 25 years ago.
yeah, that's that human papillary virus or whatever they
Yeah.
try to get him. Yeah, and it's like, well, and you know, Donna, that's funny that you bring that up. We were talking about dogs and cats shots too, where I don't think they're so great either anymore. I think they're trying to give us entirely too many shots, and I don't think they're letting us our body do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
You know, God created a an an amazing machine in us.
But here's the catch that we didn't take a ton of shots back in the day.
Mm-mm.
So why
No.
all of a sudden, with all of the medical technology and everything that we have, why all of a sudden do they have to keep taking shots? What are they putting in the body? I guarantee they're putting some kind of aluminum in with the shots because that's the only way the shots work is with aluminum.
See,
and then
that's
where that
scary.
aluminum goes, it goes straight to your brain.
Right,
Well,
which causes
in it too.
It
Mhm.
what?
I heard about mercury being in some of these vaccines too, and mercury is a poison.
Mhm.
right.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And that's why our autism has gone up so high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, autism isn't any new thing for us, but we sure didn't have as much as we have now. And you know, the other thing is that I kind of wonder is when they don't just give one shot, they give 3 and 4 at a time. What are these shots doing to each other when they go into the body? Are they clashing? Are they creating? What are they doing? When my kids got their shots, they got one at a time. And it was like one, and then a couple weeks later it was another. They didn't give us 5 at one time.
Speaking of, Ellie Mae has to go Thursday. I'm glad I don't have to take any child anymore.
No, and I definitely am against the flu shot and the COVID shot. Both of them carrying the mRNA. No way, absolutely not. Kim M said she was a vet tech for over 25 years, and I had pre-exposures to rabies vaccines. Wow. Wow. See, I mean, I don't know, guys. I think they're putting too much in our body and not letting our body do what it's supposed to do. After seeing all the things that I've seen, and I'm just, I just don't think it's right.
Because they're trying to kill us.
Yeah, do your research. We're not doctors here, but it's like do your research. And I don't believe the doctors are practicing medicine. They're not experts. They're not gods. They're practicing, and they're practicing people. And I don't like being the guinea pig when it comes to that. So, I mean, I don't think holistic and all that stuff's going to save your life either. But
right,
there might be a little bit of both that can help out. But some of these,
there's a time and place to intervene.
Yeah.
Well, Donna, didn't you have to have the smallpox shot? Linda, did you get the smallpox shot?
Probably.
The one that scars you, they usually put it on your arm. There was a little round. You thought what?
I don't know. I thought that was tetanus, but I'm not sure.
No, mine was it's a smallpox shot, and it was a little round circle that had like little dots in it.
Okay, yeah, then I got it.
Okay, they quit giving it right after me. Clyde never got it.
What? I mean, what even was the smallpox?
Well, I guess it was rampant at one time.
It had been gone.
They were just smaller than the.
60 years that smallpox had been gone.
So you guys froze. Are you
Chicken
back?
pox.
Yeah, you're back.
Go on.
And we all got the chicken pox and the measles. You know, they celebrated back in the day when you got measles and chicken pox and said, I'm going to get a week off from school or more. Yay. And now they're talking like it's the end of the world if you get measles.
You know what was really big back when I was a teenager was that kissing disease.
Mononucleosis. Right?
You
got mono. You got mono. He's got mono. Boy, I tell you what, that spread like wildfire. Yeah,
My
mono,
sister
the whole
got
school. Did she?
Uh-huh.
Well, we know what she was doing.
It goes to figure, right?
Well, I mean, mono was, if you got mono, it went through the school like wildfire.
Yeah.
So it's got
like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't go to school because it's highly contagious.
Mm-hmm. Like strep.
To the point where we had to wash her plate and her silverware. Well, she had to wash it separately and put it in a bag so that no, we're not going to use your plate or your silverware. You can use it until you're done. And then we'll boil it and it'll be okay then.
And then it just went away, right?
Do what, Clyde?
We might just break it and throw it away.
Well, this is before plastic silverware.
Right. Okay, and here's my thing. Where did mono go?
I don't know. Where'd smallpox go?
Well, everybody was vaccinated for it, and then we never had any smallpox. But then now they're saying we're starting to have breakouts of smallpox from these people that have came over that's never been vaccinated.
Well, that's just like rubella. When was the last time you heard of a case of rubella?
I haven't. Is that coming around too now?
No, but I know that one of the shots that my boys got was the mumps, measles, rubella shot, which I believe rubella was called German measles back then.
Probably.
Don't quote me on it, but I think they were called German measles.
I never got the German measles. And I was trying to think if I even ever got the measles.
Oh, that's interesting. KMM put that it's still around. Mono is Epstein-Barr virus.
Oh. That's kind of funny how they named it Epstein. I'm sorry. Was that before or after the notorious Epstein? Well, Donna said you could get the mono from the water fountains at the schools.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I guess that's from whoever had mono spreading it onto the water fountain.
Well, yeah. Because they held their mouth too close to the thing, dummies.
Did you guys have measles? Clyde, did you have measles?
No.
I didn't either.
I had measles, I had chicken pox, and I had mumps.
Anybody here get the shingles yet?
My dad did.
No. I never had.
Yet. He says yet.
Yeah, look at you. Yet. Don't even go there. I don't want them. Mm-mm. I thought that came from chicken pox.
It does.
This started as now we're talking chicken pox. This is those rabbit holes.
Oh, look, she said you could smell measles and chickenpox in the elementary wing of school. Wow.
Smell it.
I didn't even know it had a smell.
Oh, KMM's husband had shingles really bad on his face.
Oh, my aunt had shingles really bad. And I guess they're just torturous. They hurt and they itch and they hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see, Donna had them all. I don't think I had the. Did you have the mumps?
Yes.
You had the. I never had the mumps either. Clyde, did you have the mumps?
Nope.
Look what we missed out on. We never had the measles. We never had the
missed
mumps.
a week of school.
Right? We did never get them.
I pretty much had perfect attendance, so all through school.
My brother
Wow.
had perfect attendance for the first 8 years. He never missed a day of school.
Wow.
Yeah. But forget it in high school. That went out the window.
Yeah,
Right.
I started back then. I missed classes on purpose back then, so
I think I.
Well, he was a wrestler, and the sports director would write them pass. It was ridiculous. He would write them passes for everything. I want to go get my car washed. Okay, here's a pass.
When you're in the sports and when you're in like football or basketball or on those teams, they get special privileges.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Cheerleaders. Yep. They got special privileges too. Clive, didn't you play baseball and get to leave school playing
No.
baseball?
I didn't do any high school sports.
You didn't?
No. After 14, I stopped playing any sports like that. Organized sports, especially in school. Too much politics.
Right? Look how many years ago that was.
Just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple. I had chicken pox. I had chicken pox and measles at the same time. Oh my gosh, Donna. I had chicken pox in my eyes. That's horrible.
Oh, I
I
heard
had to
about
sit in
that.
a dark room for 2 weeks. I cannot
about that.
even imagine.
That's a bad case.
Well, I'm going to tell you with what I do for what I have done for a living for many years. I saw herpes simplex in the eye. And it actually is really pretty. Not that it's a good thing, but it looks like a snowflake.
Oh,
It's actually really pretty, but I
right.
don't think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mm. All right.
Herpes of the eye.
Right. You don't know.
Cancer.
That's
Started with cancer. Okay.
we started with cancer. Oh my gosh. I wonder if the apricot seed would heal that.
One thing about the cancer that we were watching was there's more people in the industry trying to cure cancer than there is people with cancer, and that tells you where all the money's at, and that is just that's insane. And you're telling me they can't find a cure with all those people doing the research?
Billions and billions of dollars by now.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And then they tell you to go eat apricot seeds that B17 does it for you. Can it really be that easy?
Right.
Have to wait and see.
Yeah.
You know what? So does pineapple cure phlegm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's, all these natural cures, and here we are going down and having people inject us with God only knows what. You don't know what they're bringing in that needle. It's just liquid. Scary.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What is your
My conspiracy
Yeah.
is that the conspiracy is the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. And the government was stealing parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children and then take the samples and even the limbs, each collected without notification or permission from more than 1,500 grieving families.
Wow.
Now, with that being said, where are the children going?
Oh, well, there you go. There's a thought, right?
I bet you some of them do end up in the testing block.
Testing blocks.
Or organ donating. Organ donating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Wow.
they would take these parts and stuff from these dead kids and not even tell the families. But here's my thing is that I think there's more levels to this because if the body's dead, the skin is dead. So how is that going to show how radioactive is going to show on your skin? It's not unless they're alive.
Yeah.
Because if your skin's already dead.
Yeah. No.
So I think that's the second layer to it. I think they've been lying to us since the 50s. They just got greedy and stupid and dumb. And now before they do here's one of my theories. Before they do testing on these kids, I think they human traffic them for all the perverts in the world that have money, and then they send them to labs to test them for different things.
Yep, when they're wore out, not wanted anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's pure evil.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
That is about the ungodly thing I've ever heard.
Well, I've got some late breaking news. I bet KMM probably already knows about it, but I'm going to talk about it real quick. So does everyone know that Netanyahu's in the United States right now?
Yes.
Okay. He was supposed to be here Monday, but he's here today.
Right.
He's here a day early. And you know that Israel and the United States are coming together and they're going to strike Iran, the two countries together. So what they're thinking is kind of our thinking or whatever, is they're putting Trump and Netanyahu in together in one room in the command center, and Bibi will run Israel from inside our command center, and then Trump will be running ours from inside so they can coerce and talk together. And it's getting really heated. And I mean, you guys, this could pop off tonight or tomorrow. This is how quick it's going to come down. Yeah. We've already been sending everything over. Have you ever heard of that island what is it? The something Garcia, Diego Garcia or something? Well, apparently that's where we're sending all of our stuff to, and it must be over in there somewhere that's close by. And we've got all of these bombs and all this stuff sitting over there.
Yeah.
Getting ready to do our thing. And yeah, it's going to pop off either tonight or tomorrow night.
You think
there's a joint base there? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to pop off because I've been listening, and I'll bet KMM's been listening to the same channel that I've been listening to, and it's getting crazy. It's getting insane and just keeps building, and there's more and more and more and more. And my question is, why didn't anyone say, we haven't even heard on the news that Bibi's even here in our country right now?
Right.
No one's talking about it.
Right.
Why not?
Tells you
why are they hiding it?
I don't know. They're doing something.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the sneaking attack. Yeah. The regular media won't talk about it. I would rather know that
Right.
this is where it's at, and it could be any day. I mean, I hate to tell you guys, it's probably going to be tonight or tomorrow. It's not going to hit us at that time, but we're going to do our attack and our strike over there, either in Iran, either tonight or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And what? They don't want you to have a heads up knowing that we're going to do this.
No, because there's not enough of them in this country that they can start from the inside when that happens. Because
Right?
we don't deserve to know. We're
Well,
just deplorable, stupid,
We're expendable.
cult following people.
MAGA.
right. But my thing is, I would think that you would want to tell everybody, give everybody a heads up. I mean, I would
Well,
like to
yeah.
know. I would like to know that even though it's not happening in our country, we already know that they're going to retaliate. We know they are because they like to fight over there. And Iran has already told everybody around them, Turkey and everybody else, that if they help the United States in any way, that they too will be attacked and be held responsible. Well, you know what? Iran's got a pretty loud mouth because I don't think they can handle everybody they're talking about. You can't handle everybody, Iran. You're not that big.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly.
You know, I mean, all of this started over the Houthis.
Yep.
And I guess you think, well, I know you never give a heads up, not done, but I think that I think everybody could have put two and two together if they would have just said Netanyahu's in the United States. Nope, I don't want to tell you that either. You know, we're going to wake up. We're going to wake up and it's going to be all over the news that we just, well, okay, here's another one. Last night, the Ukraine was lit up like a Christmas tree. Okay. I mean, Russia just pounded them last night, one right after another. Did anyone know about that? No, they didn't say a word.
No. No, because they don't want people to know what's going on. They feel that we don't need to know. Just like, what was it? Elizabeth said that where they spend our money, it's none of our business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know, Elizabeth Warren. That was horrible.
Yeah.
We took your money. You don't need to know anything now.
Well, what did you say, Clyde? That AOC is now the proud owner of $22 million? AOC, guys.
How does somebody make that much money? Even if she was only worth 10 million. I mean, still, she's only been in the House for 6 years, maybe, at $175,000, $200,000 a year.
Right.
And she's in DC and she lives and she probably has a place in DC and a place in New York, two of the most craziest places to even try to buy a house or rent.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way she could just be the most perfect investor, or money's coming in the back door somewhere.
Well, money's coming in the back door. How do you explain to me? I want someone to explain to me how somebody starts as a bartender and ends up at 35 years old, 36. She's not very old to have that many millions of dollars.
Right.
A multiple millionaire.
And she's done nothing for it.
And what has she done other than cause all kind of havoc?
Right.
Oh, and she hired some illegals too. She was in trouble for a little bit, but Elon said, what did he say, Clyde? What was his comment?
It's curious. He's trying to find out how they got their money, the mystery behind how these Congress people are getting so wealthy on such a low income, and he's
Right.
going to start to investigate it and where this is all coming from. And if anybody can do it, it'll be him and his boys to dig up the dirt on these people. And I don't even care if it's Democrat, Republican. Find the corruption where these people are getting their money, and let's
Well,
get
Mike,
them here.
does she
Cut
have
the
to give it
off.
back?
Well, if you find out that U.S. aid was sending money to other countries, and then those other countries were funneling it back into their campaigns as, donations, so they're using taxpayers' money to donate campaigns, in other words, and that is just
Which is
when you
illegal.
which you figure Kamala Harris, I don't know what her campaign cost her, 100 million or more. She blew through cash and still lost. And if you find out that was our tax-paying money, yours, that's somehow it was swindled back into this country to do that type of stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, it could be 20% here to this and 20% over here to this. And you know what? Might as well put some in my bank account while we're at it. Nobody can track where it's going.
Right. And here's the funny thing is that they say Democrats are the poor ones.
Mm.
How do they raise so much freaking money if they're the poor ones? They all think that the Republicans are filthy rich.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about the money that comes in. If you can find out, I forget what they call it. I'll have to look it up again. Where one 65, 70-year-old lady has donated 82 times $5,000 to campaigns, and she's living on Social Security
In a trailer.
And they go to her house and say, "Did you ever donate to these people?" No, but it's in her name. 82 donations at $5,000 a donation. So where's this money coming into to put her name on it to go? And she might be all for it. Yeah, if as long as it's for my candidate, she won't care. But it's crooked
Or
as hell.
is her name just being used and she didn't know it?
Exactly. She doesn't know it. And that's probably more of that. And if nobody goes and investigates it, and I guess it's out there a lot.
How about that, guys? $2 billion to Harris was U.S. aid. That's not what that was for. That is not what that was for. U.S. aid was.
That's where they got all their money from. Was that U.S. aid?
That was a filtering.
That's
Yeah,
our money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That was a filtering, siphoning, money laundering building.
Yep.
And they pretty much shut it down, haven't they?
They have, but okay, so here we go, guys. $2 billion to Harris, and she's lost. And where did the rest of the money go? Because she didn't use $2 billion on her campaign. Where'd the rest of it go? In her pocket because it was hers?
Maybe 5%, 10% of it. Who knows?
So that's how they start off and they get so rich?
Yep.
I mean, what a bunch of crooks. What a bunch of crooks.
But now here's the funny thing is they are all now 1%ers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we've talked about from
corruption,
from conspiracy 1, 2, and 3 all leads back to the government and suppression.
It does.
And what is that? I mean, we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world, and we're still probably the freest country in the world. But wow, not for long if it keeps going this way. Not for long.
Well, how about this? Okay. Gold is at $3,000 a troy ounce, right? $3,000. Actually, I think it's up to $3,200 now. And what do we use gold for? Other than prestige and jewelry, nothing. Nothing. Other than prestige, and jewelry.
Right.
Silver is 32 an ounce. And we use that on all of our technical devices. We use it on computers, TVs. I mean, it's used all over the place because it's the best conductant.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me they're not suppressing silver. They don't want you to have that. Silver is going to skyrocket one day because it's going to be rare because we use it for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually worth more than gold is because we use it so much.
Right.
Catholic charities. Let's see this. Catholic charities got millions. It's been said the Vatican got billions. The bishops want Catholics to give. People are refusing. Well, they should refuse.
I know. I'll tell you this much is that, my mom is on a set income. And I just recently, she was giving her church $15 a week plus extra money for Easter flowers and Christmas flowers and extra to go help Jim Bob over there and do whatever and go help this one over there and do this. She was giving extra money and $15 a week. I cut it back to $5 a week.
I don't blame you.
I cut it and I don't give anything extra for the flowers or anything. If she does that, she has to put the money in with the cash that she has because I'm not paying it.
No. I think that, right, she needs to stop. I don't think at a certain age, you can't, here's the thing, you can't buy your way into heaven, right? Everyone knows that. You can't buy your way into heaven and you can't pay enough money to make your sins go away. So, I mean, I think at a certain age, they shouldn't expect it.
Right.
Yeah. The Bible says 10% of to tithe 10%. Well, my mom doesn't make that much money. So 10% of nothing is basically, after her bills, is nothing.
Right. Well, that's about where my mom's at. So,
yeah.
Plus on top of that, she gives $60 a month to CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network. I mean, and I can't just stop that because that would kill her. And I can't just stop it and I can't just lower it because she has to call in and do it.
My mom has given to so many charitable organizations that I go over to her house and she's got a pile of mail all across her table.
That's
and it's
mom.
Everyone asking for money.
No exaggeration.
Yeah.
She's brought me shirts from the police people, I guess, because they send her a shirt saying, "Thank you for the donation." So she brings me the shirts over.
Right.
Right. Oh, from the Indians?
Yeah. So it's like, go ahead and keep sending us money. We'll send you another shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. For the the Easter seals and the March of Dimes sends her a dime every time they ask her to send some money. So somebody's sending her a dollar bill now, and they want you to send the dollar bill back plus your donation. And I said, quit it. If they're going to send you the money, put it aside. But just stop. Eventually, they'll stop sending you money.
She's actually, she showed me the drawer with that money in it. And she's got a bag with dollar bills and dimes and stuff. And she goes, when I die, just make sure you take this and give it to a charity. And she'll so she's, I want to know how much that's going to be when she finally does pass.
It's crazy, and somebody keeps sending her 50-cent pieces, and she puts them on the edge of the counter. Now it's become a game. Look, go to the counter. Look what I got for you, and it's a 50-cent piece. Take it with you.
Donna, it wasn't TBN, it was CBN.
Christian Broadcasting Network. Yep. Yeah, where Tammy and what was her name? Tammy Faye Baker and what was his
Jim Baker, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jim Baker. They were there, and their dogs had a air-conditioned doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
I mean, and my mom here, this I don't get it, because my mom was giving to 2 leader blind dogs for the blind, and she was giving to guiding dogs. She was giving to 2 separate ones. My mother is blind. Why are you giving to these organizations? You should be getting from these organizations.
Exactly.
Well, somebody that's worse off than me. How can anybody be worse off than you? If you're blind, you're blind, you're blind, you're blind.
Right?
But by the way, she fell again.
Oh, and how is she? I was going to ask you
I
about
went
that.
over yesterday and saw her. She's sore. She's sore. She fell on her left side again, which was the arm she broke. She just got the all clear from the arm being broke and got her arm out of a sling. And she messed up her foot and her left knee. And then like this area between your shoulder and your collarbone right in here.
Did she trip on something, or how did
she didn't. She says she didn't pick her foot up high enough to step on the step coming from outside.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I follow my mom when she walks into the house. I don't know how yours walks, but mine waddles when she walks.
No, she doesn't waddle yet.
And I'm like, I'm always afraid, and she's tripping over stuff all the time. It just scares me.
Oh, yay, KMM.
Yay! She got her son bought a new Jeep, and she got her truck back. Yay! That's great. Did he get it with his new stimulus check? Did he get a stimulus check before we did? That's funny.
Oh, well, it's that time.
It's that time, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully nothing happens tonight, but when we get on here, we'll find out how much closer it is. I'll keep you informed, but I'm telling you right now, I've got a gut feeling it's any day now.
Pray for peace.
That we can pray for peace, but it's imminent. It's imminent.
Yeah.
You know, we're the big kid on the block, and everybody wants to take a part of it, you know, and we've got to defend ourselves. We can't just keep giving. So just pray for peace, or that's all we have to do is one time, you know?
Yep.
All right, guys.
All right.
Love you. Have a good
night.
Love
you. Thank you for your support. Hit the like on the way out, please. See you mañana.
Good night.
Good night, Clyde. Good night, Connie.
Good night.